So coming down to laying on the mat, bringing the legs out long to the ends with the feet together. Toes touching, reach up with the hands, take them over the head. Interlace the fingers at the top of the mat. Walk the hands over to your right side. Bring your feet over to the right side. Maybe bring your left foot over the right foot to get a little more stretch down that left side body. And just think about lifting the lower belly up, tucking the tailbone down and taking a little bit of the arch out of the lower back, squeezing the rib and hips towards each other. The shoulders stay grounded, the sit bones stay grounded. We're taking that half moon shape on the floor, lateral flexion of the spine. Relax the shoulders but lengthen the arms. Relax the bum but lengthen the legs. Bring those hands back to centre, feet back to centre. And then walk the feet over to your left side. Your hands over to the left side. Maybe bring your right foot over your left foot to get a bigger stretch down that right side body. Shoulders and seats down, grounded on the floor. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the arms. Relax the glutes, lengthen the legs. Maybe feel that arch coming out of the lower back slightly by tethering the ribs and the hips. Breathing into this lateral flexion to the left side of waist. Then coming back to centre, hands come back to the middle, feet come back to the middle. Hands come back up and over, bring the palms to face down. Take a bend into both knees, feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart. The gaze stays up to the ceiling, the shoulders stay flat. Push into the feet as you slowly on your inhale curl up through that spine. Bringing those hips as high as you can, squeezing at the top of the in-breath. Then on the out-breath, slowly let those bums come back down to the floor. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Hold on to the knees. Bring the foreheads to the knees and squeeze. Then release those shoulders back down to the floor. The feet back to hip width apart. Hands flat on the mat. Push into those feet, raise those hips, send them up to the ceiling, curling up one vertebra at a time. Chest coming towards the chin, squeeze of the glutes at the top of the breath. And the out breath slowly releases that bum back down to the mat. And as those bums come down to the floor, bring those knees back into the chest. Bring the foreheads to the knees and squeeze. And then release those feet to the floor again, hands by the sides of the body. We take it one more time. Push into the feet, slowly curl up through that spine, one vertebra at a time. Bringing the hips up high, chest to the chin, taking that back into extension. Let that body come back down nice and slowly on your out breath. Bringing that bum back to the mat. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Give a squeeze of the knees in, forehead to the knees. And then let those shoulders come back to the floor. Keeping a hold of your left knee, let the right leg come straight. Bring that right foot to the floor, toes back to the shins on both feet. Squeeze the left knee in towards the chest as much as you can. And then take that left knee over to that left armpit and around the outside of the rib cage on that left side. Taking that left hip flexor into compression. And then bring that knee back into the centre. Keeping a hold of the left knee with the right hand. Bring the left hand out to T-shape. And then let that left knee come over to the right side of the mat. Gazing towards the left hand. And keeping that left shoulder grounded as much as you can. Just taking some rotation through that waist. Then bring that knee back to the centre and release that left foot to the floor by the side of the inside of the right thigh. Bring both arms to a T-shape. Let that knee drop out to the left. On your in-breath, bring it back to centre. Let it come back down on your out breath. Controlling with those inner part of the thighs, contracting the inner thigh as you lift up with that left knee. Do 2 more of those external rotations of that left hip. Bring that knee back into centre. The arms are there to help you stabilise. 1 more. Let that knee come out to the side, nice and controlled. Bring that knee back into the centre. Bring your left knee back into the chest. Right knee to join the left. Take a hold of your right knee. Let your left leg come long. Bring that right knee in towards you. Squeeze it in as tight as you can. Then take that right knee towards the right armpit and squeeze it to that space, that thigh to the outside of that right rib cage. Bring that knee back to the centre. Take a hold of that right knee with the left hand. Bring your right hand out to a T shape. And let that knee come over to the left side, keeping your right shoulder down, maybe gazing towards that right hand. Turn, twist and rotate as much as you can without causing any problems in the lower back. Then bringing that knee back through centre and let that right foot come down to the inside of the left thigh. Bring your left hand to T. Let that knee drop out to the side on your out breath. In breath, bring it back to centre. Out breath, let that knee drop out. In breath, back to centre. 2 more. External rotation of the right hip. Both feet stay nice and active. In breath, back to the centre. 1 more time, release that leg back out. And bring that knee back to the centre. Bring your right knee in towards your chest, your left knee to join the right. And give those knees a squeeze in towards the body, nice and tight. Then bring the elbows to the inside of the knees, taking a hold of either the shins, the ankles, the outside of the feet, or the 2 peace fingers hooking around the big toes. Soles of the feet point up. Heels try to stack over those knees, and the knees draw in towards the armpits and the thighs come to the outside of the rib cage. Trying to keep that lower back pushed down into the floor, the shoulder blades into the mat, and maybe just have a little rock of that body from side to side just to activate a little core engagement. Maybe you wish to close the eyes here. And then bringing those legs into a still position. Wherever you're holding, try to stay a hold of. And then straighten both legs out, pushing the heels towards the back of the room, the legs to straighten, engaging the upper thighs as you get a hamstring stretch down the back of the legs with a wide leg position. Also stretching into that groin, keep that tailbone down on the floor. If you've had to bend the knees, slightly bend the knees. If you have to take lower on the legs, take lower on the legs. Holding it here for 1 more breath. And then if you can straighten, keep the legs straight and bring those legs back together, bringing the heels together, the toes together. Again, push those heels high, straighten the legs out. And then take a bend back into those knees. Take a hold of the creases of the knees and squeeze them in towards the chest. Let the feet come down to the floor. Keep the feet and the knees together. Bring the arms out to a T shape. And then just windscreen wipe the legs from side to side. Back to centre. Over to the other side. Arms a T-shape to support and stabilise as you move those legs from one side of the mat to the other, rotating that waist from those forward folds and those back bends. And then when you're ready to bring those knees into the centre, keep the soles of the feet together and let those knees drop out to the sides, bringing the soles of the feet in towards each other. And maybe just have a little rock of those knees from side to side. Close the eyes here. Bring those knees to stillness. Take a long, deep breath in. And a long sigh out through the mouth. Namaste.